To you. Now, today marks, did you know, World Peace Day, the global day of non-violence, launched by a documentary maker, Jeremy Gilling. Jeremy spent 3 years travelling across the globe, badgering governments in an attempt to realise his vision for a day of international peace. His efforts were rewarded then when the United Nations agreed to the idea in 2001.
Well, this year the day will be marked by an unprecedented number of initiatives, including a specially commissioned song to be performed by Aled Jones and millions of school children right across the UK. We'll be talking to both Aled and Jeremy in just a moment, but first here's a look at the film Jeremy recorded during his quest.
First stop was the UN office in Nairobi. They would arrange the safe passage to enter Somalia and Burundi.
Somalia is a complex place.
They would need security assistance.
It took 2 weeks of continuous meetings.
Since last year, things have just deteriorated all through this area.
You are talking about several levels of conflict and several areas of peace.
Camels and goats and death. If you go in, you're going in a sense, with the UN hat on,
yes,
our auspices. If he feels that it's for any reason not safe, then that's the end of that story.
It was a hectic schedule of non-stop negotiation. I would have to wait for security clearance. The United Nations informed me about the Arusha peace talks in Tanzania, hosted by Nelson Mandela. I was told it was an opportunity, and I was going to take it.
Excuse me, there's a campaign.
No, I have finished with the...
Okay.
Is it a peace campaign?
A peace campaign?
Yeah, there's a campaign to create the first ever global ceasefire day in the history of humankind. Can Africa lead the world and make the rest of the people acknowledge a global ceasefire day?
That would be the least I can do, support, please.
Thank you. Here's my card.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Seeing Jeremy there, he's joined us now live, and Aled Jones, of course. Talk to you first, Jeremy. You came up with the idea, 2001 we saw there. How has it spread? Has every country in the UN taken it up now?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We decided at the beginning of this year to see if we could manifest a commitment to Peace Day in all 192 member states of the United Nations. Those are the countries that all voted for the day, and I'm very pleased and proud to tell you that today, in 192 countries, there are commitments to Peace Day involving millions of people.
But as people will be saying to the television screens right now, commitment to peace is one thing, but it actually occurring is another. I know you've called it, what you want to see is the equivalent of a Christmas day in the trenches, is for all warlike activity to end for a day. It's just not going to happen, though, is it?
It's very important for us all to know that there are life-saving activities going on today. I've just got back from Sudan yesterday, where the World Food Programme is delivering aid today. In about an hour's time, a young person is being taken up the Congo River to be reunited with their family. That's a child soldier. There are immunisations going in India, in Africa, in Indonesia. I mean, this is a practical life-saving day. So, it's very important to realise that. And I think, if we want to live in a world where there's 365 days of peace, we need to start with one. And if we can do it for one day, then hopefully we can do it for two.
You can hear your passion. You're obviously a hugely determined person. When you started out, I suppose there was this impossible dream, and it's awful to say that, this impossible dream, but as you've said, there are so many things that are going on. At least as individuals, we can make a difference, which I guess, Aled, is why you're...
Yeah, you can tell us about what's going on in this country.
What's happening in this country is phenomenal. There are over 6,000 schools going to be singing the anthem that I'm launching today. And the anthem's amazing. It's been written by probably two of the best writers in Britain, if not the world, Debbie Wiseman and Don Black. They can write.
You can sing.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but this anthem, no wars will stop us singing. It does what it says on the tin. And you notice in the documentary how difficult it was for you to start with, to get people around the idea of peace one day. And now they are, so it is the beginning, but it's the beginning of something fantastic.
Let's have a listen to the song, Aled.
No wars will stop us singing. Our voices will stay strong, even through the darkest night. We will sing our song. We will sing. We will sing. We must.
Lovely Lovely stuff, Alan. Well, I know there's young Manhattan's going to be joining in with that today at their school. I mean, you must be pleased with how the word has spread.
Absolutely, yeah, and you know, who wouldn't be pleased? You know, the fact that there will be something like 2 million children in Britain singing that song today, and you know, the message will be seeping in slowly. I think through music you can change the world. You definitely can.
And this, as we have to keep coming back to, because it's an extraordinary achievement on your part. You've had a terribly long journey, all sorts of people that you've ended up meeting. Just give us a few of the stories and the people that you've actually met along the way.
I mean, when I began the journey, we wrote to everybody, and people like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Kofi Annan, Mary Robinson, Nelson Mandela, Shimon Peres, the League of Arab States, Arafat's ministers. I mean, you know, the journey was extensive, going from conflict zones, you know, all over the world, talking to women and children. I spoke to 33,000 young people from every continent of the world, and it was very clear to me that young people, you know, feel very disempowered, they feel very frightened, and they need a starting point for their efforts for a more peaceful world. And of course, this day provides that opportunity. Peace One Day has created an education resource, which is also, you know, in the schools of the UK, and we have a vision to put that in every school of the world. One thing I must add to you, you know, in terms of, you know, how this day moves forward, is this is a ceasefire non-violence day. It was essential that the words non-violence were put in the resolution, because it's not just about the violence between countries, it's about the violence in our homes, it's about the violence in our schools and in our communities. And then what you do,
important, yeah.
It's incredibly important, because what you do by doing that is you allow people the opportunity to engage in the process. If we want to live in a peaceful world, the time has come for the people of this world to unite. A day of peace has been created. Individuals are named in that resolution to act, and if we're sitting here thinking, well, governments won't get involved in that day, why should I?
Well, Jeremy,
the time has come for us all to become involved.
I'm just saying, yeah, we all have to do a bit. We have more people with the enthusiasm and the drive like you.
Yeah,
really would make some
amazing.
How about you, darling?
Yeah.
You're a very kind man.
Lovely to see you. All the best.
Yeah, thanks a lot for spreading the word.
Thanks.